April 27, 1865. A steamboat on the Mississippi explodes in the middle of the night. Somewhere between 1,200 and 1,800 people die, more than the Titanic. You've probably never heard of it. It happened 2 weeks after Lincoln was shot, and nobody was paying attention. But the boiler that killed them wasn't unusual. It was one of thousands just like it. By the 1850s, steam power ran everything: factories, riverboats, locomotives. A boiler is simple. Seal water in an iron shell, heat it, and the pressure does the work. The problem is pressure doesn't care how thick your iron is. Push it too far, and the shell fails all at once, like a bomb. A fix already existed. Safety valves. Weighted valves that released steam before pressure turned dangerous had been around for over a century. But owning a fix and actually using it right were two different things. Captains tied down valves to race each other. Factory owners skipped inspections to save money. Cheap iron went into boilers pushed past what they could hold. People shrugged it off as bad luck, an act of God, not a failure anyone was responsible for. In just 8 months before Congress finally passed safety legislation in 1852, 700 people died in boiler accidents. That law required valves and basic inspections. It helped. It didn't fix the problem. 13 years later, the Sultana, technically inspected, technically legal, its leaking boiler patched instead of repaired, proved how little had changed. In 1857, a small group of Hartford engineers started meeting to talk science and mechanics, the Polytechnic Club. They weren't trying to invent a new safety device. They already knew the valve worked when it was actually used. Their question was different. How do you make sure it is? Their answer came from an unlikely place: insurance. Don't just sell coverage against an explosion after the fact. Require a rigorous inspection first, and make the inspection itself the product. Fail the standard, and you didn't just pay more. You didn't get insured at all. The Hartford Steam Boiler Inspection and Insurance Company opened in 1866, the year after the Sultana. For the first time, someone had a direct financial reason to catch a dangerous boiler before it failed. Hartford's inspectors didn't just glance and sign a form. They set real engineering standards: iron thickness, rivet patterns, valve testing schedules, and refused coverage to anyone who didn't meet them. Owners who'd ignored safety for years suddenly had a reason to listen. It worked. Insured, inspected boilers failed at a fraction of the rate of the rest. Other insurers copied the model. Knowledge that had existed for decades finally had a system forcing it into practice. It still took decades and more disasters before this became law, not just good business. In 1905, a boiler explosion at a shoe factory in Brockton, Massachusetts, killed 58 people and helped force a national engineering code. By 1915, that code turned what Hartford's inspectors had quietly enforced through insurance into law for the entire country. It's still the basis for how pressure vessels are built and checked today: power plants, refineries, even your water heater.